Hi, I'm Michele Elyzabeth. I represent Heather Mills, the person the most spoken about all over the place, from England to New York to Paris to everywhere. I just decided to come on and do my own thing because I'm sick and tired of hearing all these lies on television, reading it in the newspaper, in the magazine, and so on and so forth. I've been working with Heather a little bit over 4.5 years now. I consider myself a friend of hers. So are many other people who live in LA who are friends of hers that we never hear about. But this time I think it's about time for us to come out and just, say what we have to say. Heather is a wonderful person that very, very few people know personally. A lot of press people decide that they can trash her as much as they want to. And one of the main reasons why I decided to start this blog that I will do once a week and take every possible fake article or bad article or lying article apart is because somebody's got to do it, and it's my job. So this week I got really, really upset. And I got upset because for the second time in a row, in less than 2 weeks, Barbara Walters' people, along with The View, decided to trash Heather for the third time. The very first time happened right after she had been eliminated from Dancing with the Stars, and when she had to go back that very same night to London to be with Beatrice, her daughter. And everybody else knew at ABC that she could not do any of the show, that she was taking a plane at 10 o'clock, and obviously being off the show at 7:30, we basically had no time for doing some social work. We had let everybody know, and 2 days later or a day later, I hear something on Barbara Walters saying that Heather had cancelled the show, that she would not be appear, and who did she think she was, not being able to go on The View? That was such a great show for her to do, and so on and so forth. I picked up my phone, I called our executive producer, Bill Getty, and told Bill this was absolutely not true, that we knew since day one we could not do it, that we had told everybody we could not do any of them. That was not just her show, it was a series of television shows that she could not appear on, and that we would be glad to do it at another time. I also told him, that I thought it was really not fair of the things that they had said of Heather, but they never put a retraction, and so on and so forth. I offered my help in booking Heather at their next trip, during her next trip in New York, or to have them bring her over to the show. Everything was, yes, we'd love to do it. And every time I offered her, they said no. They had some kind of excuse for Heather not to do the show. So this is not just, we don't have just a little bit of history with The View. We have an history that is over several months. Next time is when I hear them, but Barbara is not on the show this time, she's absent that day, and I hear this absolutely horrible human being by the name of Joy, what's her last name? Behar, right. Joy Behar starting ragging on Heather like if she was the worst person you wanted to meet in the world. She's never met Heather, she's never, socially or unsocially or on television or whatever, she's never been next to Heather. But she had major opinion about her, said horrible things, which were backed up by Whoopi Goldberg, who decided that yes, Heather should not be speaking. Like, who are they to have an opinion about what Heather should say or not say? And it went on for, I would say, a good 10 to 15 minutes, where Heather was this horrible woman to be spoken about in the most horrible way. She was vile, she was this, she was stupid, she was that, Sir Paul. They don't know anything. They've never either had an interview with Paul, who definitely would not give them one, and they never had one with Heather, who on the other end had offered one to them. Again, I decided, okay, let me write them a little letter. I wrote to Bill Getty, to let him know that I wanted Joy Behar to stop talking about her this way. That was not fair and that wasn't right, and she was out of place and out of line. But no, she decided she'd go back again on it. 2 days ago, I turn on my television, and this time I see Barbara Walters talk again about Heather. What a difficult person she was. Matter of fact, she did 2 interviews, one several years ago where Heather was wonderful, and then the next one over where Heather was this, again, horrible person because she demanded water which was room temperature, which I know Heather does drink room temperature water. A lot of people who are into nutrition do that. It's much better than ice water. She also had that day a tooth pulled, so very normal to ask for possibly having room temperature water. But no, none of that was repeated. It was this difficult person, difficult human being that demanded this water and was difficult with our young producers or whatever she said. Wrong. She has never, as I know, and I brought a friend of mine who works with her and who has been friends with her for quite a while to vouch to that. Nobody that ever worked with Heather has this kind of complaint about her being difficult. She doesn't demand, she asks politely. She's always thankful to people, and again, this has to stop. Find out from another friend of mine this Friday that Barbara Walters and Nancy, who is the new lady that is dating Paul, are related. They're second cousin. How odd. That's probably why Barbara brought it back again on the plate, Heather this and Heather that, Heather, she made some comments about Heather and the child and the custody of the child, which in England would be actually criminal to talk about custody of a child when nothing is finished. But in this instance, that has been dealt with a long time ago, so I don't know what she's talking about. Nobody's very happy with her comments. She doesn't know her well enough to even have any. She can have a comment on her performance of some sort, but certainly not on who she is, because that she doesn't know. The other thing is, besides talking about her temper, which really, Heather knows what she wants, but that doesn't make her this terrible person, demanding, no, again, if somebody asks you what you want to drink, it's normal to say what you'd like to drink and how you would like to drink it. So if it's room temperature, that's what it is. Talking about the child is out. Talking about her personal life is out. She has absolutely nothing to base herself on. Paul has never done an interview with her. Never going to do any. Not a lot of people who have a big name want to do an interview with Barbara. Barbara got famous, and she went from being this fabulous journalist to this storyteller of a tabloid magazine. I know we're in rating times, but when is it going to stop? I'm very upset about it, and I think Barbara Walters should absolutely apologize to Heather